will all take place in the world that we are now creating for Peter Parker. I mean, there'll be adjuncts to it. They may be different locations, but it will still all be in the same world, and they will be connected to each other as well.
So there is a chance that Tom Holland as Spider-Man will pop up somewhere?
There's a chance.
There's always a chance.
There's a
What is good, YouTube? WarStew here with a video on the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and also we're going to break down properly how it all connects to the MCU, how the Sonyverse is connected to the MCU, because I've seen a lot of articles, a lot of videos that doesn't really make any sense to me. So let's get into this video. So first, we're going to break down fake news. So what happened was last week, a Hulk story broke out that the rights had reverted back to Hulk. Now it actually transpires that this is fake news, courtesy of Umberto, who is one of the most respected insiders in Hollywood. He had this to say: was asked to look into the Hulk movie's rights, and here is what I'm told. Nothing has changed. So everyone's saying that Hulk's rights are back at Marvel. No. Nothing has changed. Still status quo. Universal still has the rights to solo Hulk movies, while Marvel Studios can use the IP as a character in their movies. So let's break it down. Nothing has changed. Okay, cool. So all these videos, all these posts, all these crazy random conspiracy theories that have been going round and going viral. Yes, we covered the story, but like I always say, guys, take everything with a pinch of salt. Question the hell out of the creator or the source or the article. Just question people. So that story is fake news. So I don't really want to address this, but let's address it. So at the 100,000 subscriber mark, if we ever get there, I will be giving away a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X or a Switch. All you got to do is subscribe to this channel so we get there faster and turn on the notification button. So, as you know, in Jared Leto's Morbius first trailer, it sent the internet into some kind of frenzy. Now everyone's saying, yep, Venom is in the MCU, Carnage is in the MCU, WarStew's in the MCU. It is all connected. The Sinister Six because Vulture's in the trailer. Now wait. Just because Michael Keaton is listed to be in a Morbius movie on IMDb, that doesn't mean he is. Okay, we all seen him in the trailer, but let's break this down properly, guys. I've seen so much bad stuff on the internet last few days. I wanted to take a few days, step back from this Marvel stuff, and then come back at it. So yes, Michael Keaton is in the trailer for Morbius, but this could just be a post-credit scene. But WarStew, he's wearing the exact same clothes that he wore in Spider-Man Homecoming. You've got very good eyesight. Yes, he is. So the Vulture does appear in this trailer. Now, everyone seems to think that this now means that because Vulture is an MCU character, this now means that he's canon. Now means that every character inside the MCU can appear in the Sonyverse. So Adrian Toomes, you know, he had the exact same clothes. He is Vulture. He could be forming part of the Sinister Six. The common theory is Matt Smith's character is going to be one of the Sinister Six. And there's so many bad theories out there. Yes, I'm saying bad theories because now every single member of the Sinister Six is going to appear in the Morbius movie. No, that's not going to happen. So what really is happening is, in the Morbius trailer, what we got was the following. We got Sammy Raymond, Spider-Man PS4 artwork, which tells you how good the Spider-Man PS4 video game is if Sony decided to put it in their trailer. You've got to remember that although Sony owns the character, Marvel owns a tiny percent. But what Kevin Feige had to do is bend the knee. He had to get on his knees and essentially beg. Okay? So at the end of the day, Sony is going to benefit from this sharing arrangement. I didn't really want to make this video, but I've had so many requests. This is my most requested video in the last month. Okay, we're breaking it down. So essentially, there is some graffiti with murderer over the top because Spider-Man murdered everyone. No, he didn't. That's just what Mysterio wants you to think. So, let's break it down. So essentially, in Far From Home, Mysterio killed a bunch of people, blamed Spider-Man, and then exposed him. Okay? Now we know that JJJ from the Daily Bugle apparently is also going to be in Morbius movie. And this is where the conspiracy theory gets deeper. So now we have Adrian Toomes, aka Vulture, and we have JJJ from the Daily Bugle appearing in Morbius. 2 MCU characters breaching the cinematic universe. But I thought Kevin Feige said Spider-Man was the only superhero. He said he was the only superhero who could breach cinematic universes. Now, it's not like they've addressed the Avengers, they've addressed Thor, or anything like that. By having this murderous scene that apparently was put in last minute or during reshoots, it's not like they've addressed Endgame or anything like that. They've addressed the murders, the alleged murders from Spider-Man Far From Home. So let's be honest, guys. I'm not going to tell you unfactual things. Let's be honest. This video is completely factual, 100% true. Let's be honest. And then what I'm seeing now is an interview from Amy Pascal saying the following. Okay, you got to remember, guys, is Amy Pascal back in May, it broke on Hollywood Reporter and Deadline, stuff like that Amy Pascal ends a 30-year Sony run. And now she's going over to Universal, who owns the rights to, the Hulk. Yes. Amy Pascal is still going to be pinnacle to the Spider-Man, Venom, into Spideyverse, and all that kind of stuff. So she's still pinnacle. So in an interview during the Spider-Man Homecoming days, during the press, I guess you could say, she took an interview where she said there's an adjunct, it's all conjunctional, and it's all going to be connected to essentially Spider-Man Tom Holland being in the same universe as, Tom Holland Spider-Man. So essentially everyone is saying that now Venom is confirmed. Not really. And now everyone seems to think that Spider-Man is going to appear in Venom 2. Now, if Spider-Man appears in Venom 2, that doesn't mean Venom's going to randomly appear in, let's say, The Eternals or Black Widow or some random movie like that. So there is some connection, but I'm not going to bullshit you guys. It's not like this sharing arrangement is anything different. We all knew when the New Deal broke that Tom Holland Spider-Man can have one role, Spider-Man 3, one team-up movie, which probably be Captain Marvel 2. Can't see there being an Avengers movie before 2023. So that is the deal. And also, like I said, Marvel bent the knee. They have to let Tom Holland Spider-Man appear in every Spider-Man movie or Spider-Man spin-off movie. That is part of the sharing arrangement. And that is why, when the Morbius trailer rolled, it says from the studios that brought you Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Venom. It's because now this newest sharing arrangement essentially means that they are there's a massive sharing arrangement. Now, I've seen some craziness, some massive breakdowns of explaining it. It really doesn't need any explaining. Spider-Man can appear in MCU. Spider-Man can also appear in the Sonyverse. But that doesn't mean that Venom can jump over and randomly appear in Secret Wars if he wants to. No. Because if you did watch this video, at the start of it, you've seen Kevin Feige's face when she said, one day Spider-Man could appear in Venom if he wanted to, or the Sonyverse, because at that time Venom 1 wasn't actually a thing. So it is interesting that there's a lot of people trying to spin narratives. I've seen some crazy stuff. Every member of the Sinister Six, Dr. Octopus, War Stew, Vulture, they're all going to make their debuts and stuff in Morbius. No, Morbius of all movies. Morbius is a movie about the living vampire, And yes, it would make sense if Mahershala Ali's Blade appeared in Morbius, but as I said, they're not. They're not one joint conjunctional universe, as everyone seems to think. Unless every other character inside the MCU now has the ability to jump over cinematic universes. Then you come back to Gibson, Tyrese Gibson. I always say his name wrong on purpose. Okay, you come back to the conversation he had where he said he had an MCU contract. He had an MCU part of his deal on this contract. Cool. Okay, but he's playing some FBI agent, so that's not a Marvel Cinematic Universe superhero, is it? No, cool. So in this video, I've actually explained the whole Michael Keaton Vulture cameo role, and the fact that everyone is going to be saying now the Sinister Six is going to be formed in Venom 2, it's also going to be formed in Morbius, it's going to be formed in all the other projects that Sony are working on. And Kevin Feige did work on Venom 1. He also worked on Into Spideyverse, but guess what? He didn't want you to know that in case they flop. See, exactly. He didn't want you to know that like the co-host just said, unless they did well, essentially. So that is interesting. So that is the sharing arrangement. And that is everyone saying Venom confirmed to be part of the MCU. That's fake news, but also in some capacity, it's true. Now, you'll probably hear or see a lot of people saying, yeah, the sharing arrangement is just like Netflix, you know, how Daredevil and Luke Cage, etc., was canon to MCU, and then Marvel, then essentially Kevin Feige becomes the chief operating officer of the whole of Marvel, and then essentially says, no, bro, none of that was canon. So if you're saying they had the same sharing arrangement that the Netflix shows had, the Netflix shows could never appear in Marvel movies. So that's like saying that these universes are not intertwined or connected. Now that is interesting. See, I just freestyle these videos and it's so simple. I've broken down the truth, not fake news, not a narrative to work around a YouTube video, but that essentially is everything you need to know. And I'm actually surprised I've had this many requests to talk about this subject, as it is pretty basic to understand. So also in the news, they've officially revealed the Marvel Eternals synopsis that reveals an Avengers Endgame connection, which is an actual lie. That is fake news also. It really is. So let's go over this and I'll tell you why it's fake news. Marvel Studios' The Eternal features an exciting new team of superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ancient aliens who have been living on Earth in secret for thousands of years, where we actually knew this ages ago. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, an unexpected tragedy forces them out of the shadows to recruit against mankind's most ancient enemy, the Deviants. Okay? So yeah, I mean, they're being around, but it's not like they've been using their powers, and that's why they didn't get involved. And then it just says the outstanding assembled cast, including Richard Madden as the all-powerful Icarus, Gemma Chan as the unhuman kind loving Cersei. I'm not going to read the rest because it's quite long, but essentially it's not even a synopsis. So you could say that this movie takes place post Endgame, but there is going to be flashbacks, flash forward, flash sideways, seeing as we know that the MCU Phase 4 is going to be very sloppy and very messy. Now, I know I've not done any Marvel content in a few days, but I've wanted to kind of, you know, just see what information's out there before I start jumping on the everyone's in the Spider-Man, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, everyone's not in the Spider-Man MCU universe, but, you know, it is what it is. We've broken it down properly, not just jumped on the hype train. So hopefully you guys like these kind of videos. If you do have any requests, it's always in the corners. Either DM me on Instagram @WarStew or Twitter @WarStew, or, you know, there's loads of ways. Just type WarStew into Google and you'll get hold of me somehow. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.